What is something that everyone should experience at least once in their lifetime? Hiking/camping overnight. The first time I ever backcountry camped, we were hiking out, and a huge rainfall hit. We were gonna wait it out, but it just kept coming. So we tossed on some trash bags to act as rain ponchos and hiked out. Right as we hit the cleaning to the parking lot, covered in mud, the rain started to clear and the sun came out. We went to the nearest restaurant, Ryan's, and ate so much buffet food. It was great. Those trips make the best stories when you're reflecting in the future on it. To tell someone that you love them and have them look genuinely happy back at you. Why my eyes wet? Seeing yourself in the best shape of your life. Hells yeah. Beginning of 2018 I made a change. Began running, ate well, all that guff. Beginning of 2018 I was 120 kilograms. I weigh 86 now. I can run 2 kilometers in 7 minutes 42 seconds. Prior to losing the weight I couldn't finish 2 kilometers, and I regularly partake in marathons and mud runs. Total solar eclipse. It is one of the most awe-inspiring sights our solar system has to offer. After being directly in the line of totality in North America in 2017, I'm completely hooked now. Next one locally in 2024. I had to scroll way too far down to find this. Holy smokes, what an incredible experience. It's probably the most eerie and ethereal thing I've done. Pictures can't describe it and neither can words. Seeing the sky darken at midday and being able to witness what looks like a 360-degree sunset was well worth the 7+ hours I spent in the car to get to the totality zone and back. I went with my uncle and cousin to see it. My uncle is about 70 and I asked him if he'd ever seen anything like it in his life. Nope, he said. Spending a day/night with stranger and them never being in your life ever again. But when you think back on that, it puts a smile on your face or reminds of you a happy moment in life. Priceless. I'm not talking about a one-night stand as in just have sex when drunk and then leave. Like a stranger suddenly come into your life for a very short time, and then the feeling or longing for that person again, but knowing it will never happen. Like ever. Hearing the ice cream truck music and running to your mom for money, then sprinting down the street in time to catch the ice cream truck. I work as an ice cream truck driver. Honestly, one of the best parts of my job is looking in my mirror and seeing 10-year-olds sprinting after my truck. Brings me all sorts of happy memories. Seeing the northern lights. Located entirely within your kitchen. Closing 76 tabs after a school project. The night sky without light pollution. Seeing the Milky Way bright and clear in all its glory is an unbelievably inspirational experience. Got that experience in the Navy. When you hit that spot in the middle of the Atlantic where there's no significant human population for at least 1,000 miles in all directions, the night sky is absolutely breathtaking. The rush of adrenaline and the sudden realization of how mortal you are that can only come from near death. When your life flashes before your eyes. Yes, I can relate. Jumping from a safely high cliff into deep water, that first breath, when you swim back up and reach the surface of the water is something special. I can't swim. Then we have another thing to experience, learning to swim. Laughing to the point you can't stand, breathe or even make any sign of communication but laughter. And then you start to wheeze and that becomes more funny than what you were first laughing at. Where you laugh so hard you stop making any noise and just flap your arms like a drunken seal and fall over. Traveling alone. Edit. I'm not saying traveling alone is better than traveling with friends or a loved one. I'm just saying it should be tried once. Everywhere I've ever traveled, I've seen solo female travelers as well. I can't give specific advice because I'm not a female and honestly have no idea what they go through, but I know women do it. A real, genuinely challenging decision. Not just something that makes you think, but something that makes you worry and stress a little and worry in the immediate aftermath of the decision. that you may not have made the right choice, and then just accepting it. Because as much as it would be nice to live without worry, it's important to learn that sometimes there won't be an easy choice, but that things will work themselves out ultimately. Being important to someone. By that I mean realizing it, because chances are you're already important to someone. Edit 1. I suddenly learned to write. Edit 2. I think this comment got more people sad than I intended. I'm sorry. Quick fix though, and I really mean it. Get a dog. One who needs you before even knowing you. Life in the streets is really rough on humans. People who can talk, ask for help and know better how to get warm. Imagine how hard it is on dogs, and also cats. Sometimes you can make a huge difference in a life that, although a bit different, is as precious as any human life. Losing that is something I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy though. Staying up all night chatting with a friend about anything and everything. Nothing quite like it. Also taking a really satisfying crap that's been bothering you all day. Have a late night talk, or hang out with your friends without getting absolutely trashed. I've had this with my childhood friends. Whenever someone comes home from abroad or someone gets married, we take a day off, or half, at work and do a small reunion. No one seems to notice how late it gets. We would just talk and drink, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, no pressure on which ones to get, play card/board games, listen to someone play the guitar, reminisce school, talk about the future, anything goes. I feel like everyone should at least experience this. It's so chill. Fail. Really truly fail. Also, it only really counts for anything if it's totally 100% your fault. Failing a class because you just aren't smart enough, or you were too lazy to study. Losing an actually good/stable because you weren't a good enough partner. Not getting or even losing a job because you aren't good enough, etc. It's the biggest educator. Lost my S/O in December last year because I was emotionally abusive and controlling. It shook me to my core. Ever since that day I've changed my entire attitude and outlook on my relationships with my other friends. Being taught by a good teacher who is passionate about the subject and the students. Can confirm, it changed my life. Death. It's fucked up, but it can help you be more empathetic and caring to others. It can also help you appreciate life more. Go to Auschwitz, or someplace similar, like the A-bomb museum in Hiroshima. I feel it's important to witness, as close as we can without replicating it, the pain and suffering we are capable of inflicting. It is humbling yet terrifying, and something that is easily forgotten in our everyday lives. Lastly, it's important to realize that similar things are happening right now in other parts of the world. Learning a language that is completely different from your native language. I mean learning another language in general, but learning one that forces you to completely alter the way you approach thinking ordinarily is pretty valuable, I think. Hitting rock bottom and bouncing back, it changes you for the better every time. I don't know, man. That weird dopamine surge you get from bouncing back is orgasmic, but after going through so many of those cycles you just start to wonder why you keep hitting rock bottom. Sure, I'm a little more wise each time I bounce back, but why do I fall in the first place? Makes you kinda feel like you're a fuck up when you consistently keep fucking up. Riding a motorcycle. I've never been skydiving, but the wind and freedom made me feel like I was flying. I'm too afraid to ride one by myself, but I used Grab a Bike in Bangkok this year. It's like Uber, but with motorcycles, and I can't describe how absolutely amazing it felt riding through Bangkok at night on the back of a motorcycle. Working in retail, hospitality too, or just generally in the service industry. Becoming a chef opened my eyes to how the most insignificant actions from a customer can ruin or make someone's day. Skydiving. Absolutely. There is nothing I've experienced that comes close to it. Exhilarating, freeing beyond belief, and just something that keeps you 100% in the moment, allowing you to forget about all the shit in your life. Thanks for watching the freshest content from Reddit. Be sure to return to see more, and sub PLS.